Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennie Mayer. By day, I'm a chemistry teacher at Bellevue College, but by night, I'm a jazz night school student. A friend surprised me with tickets to see Pearl Django, one of my favorite bands, a well-known local band known for hot club swing. After the show, we met some of the band members at the bar, and I told them how I've loved the music of Django Reinhardt, but never thought I could ever play it. I'd barely started learning guitar. So Rick Leppinen and Ryan Hoffman told us about their classes at Jazz Night School. In fact, Ryan's class was starting the very next day, so I signed up as soon as I could. Our class met every week in Eric Hansen's living room, back when JNS was operating at his house. We sat on his sofa and his kids would walk through and we'd hear pots and pans, and it was really like we were part of the family. I was nervous because I was afraid everyone else was going to be ready to play and improvise and sound great right off the bat. And, here I was, I barely knew my bar chords. But fortunately, I was with others who were also new to the genre, and so everyone needed help with something, and it was a great start to learning in a very inclusive environment. Well, after our first Jazz Night School ensemble performance at the Royal Room, a female guitarist in the audience, Melanie Morales, asked me if I would play jazz with her at her house. She'd considered taking a class at JNS, but didn't feel courageous enough until she saw me on stage. I had no idea then that Melanie was going to be one of my closest friends. I also invited Adrienne Reed to join us. We lamented why there weren't more females in gypsy jazz, particularly with guitar. Our original band that we formed, called My Gypsy Friends, or Mes Copines Gitanes, was born. And then we started filling out the band with fellow students from Jazz Night School, Natalie Vandeven on violin and Mike Senkowitz on bass. I know Mike definitely was no lady, but he was willing to play music with us. Ryan Hoffman taught us how to play rhythm. He taught us how to improvise using modes, chord tones, taught us some licks. He even tried to teach us harmonic analysis. We learned so much about ensemble playing and learned not just arrangements, but ideas on how to come up with our own. We learned an amazing amount of standard repertoire. We practiced performing and getting nervous and figuring out our sound and, using amplification and all those logistical things as well. So all this mostly worked out in Eric's basement, of all places. So we rebranded to an all-female band, Lulu Swing, with the occasional male subs and guests as needed. We secured a regular weekly gig at Restaurant Rue in Fremont. The chef opened his own restaurant, ST Hooligans. Since then, we also played for the Women in Jazz Society on the historic Virginia 5 and Smith Tower and Seattle Balboa Club. Throughout the experience, we grew as musicians, but also as a group of women going through some tough personal times. Several of us were going through divorces, physical ailments, and new careers. Our music was recognized for its uniquely feminine sound, and we inspired each other to keep improving our skills and encouraged other women along the way as well. And we had an amazingly fun time together. I've never met a more amazing group of strong women who are also very talented and musical. Later, Ivan Miller started a band based on our classes at Jazz Night School. With all the places we've been musically, it's hard to imagine it all happened in 5 years. And it all started with Jazz Night School. I'm completely indebted to Jazz Night School for bringing so many friendships and beautiful music into my life. I really can't imagine my life without it. And I can truly say that JNS does transform lives. It definitely transformed mine for the better. So I'd like to end by thanking Jazz Night School, the board, Mallory and the staff, the instructors, and especially Eric for really opening his heart and his home to all of us and staying committed to bringing high quality education for adults to learn style of music that we all love. So thank you very much to everyone and have a great evening.